Okay, what I want to do today is show you guys how to make some clay tiles. For our first project, we'll be doing a decorative clay tile design and show you how to roll out a slab, which we'll be using in other projects as well. The first thing you want to do is just grab a scrap piece of paper, and we want to tape it down to the desk because we don't want it to move. Okay. In the back of the room, where you guys have been storing your sculptures, there's a green bin and a couple boxes. And in those green bin and a couple boxes are a couple things that you're going to need. You're going to need a rolling pin, and we're going to need 2 slats cut to 1/4 inch thickness, and we'll use those as guides. You'll need several plaster sheets from wallboard. And this is what we'll be putting our tiles on to let them dry. Okay, and then you'll need some clay. Probably a little bit bigger than a baseball. This is probably make me 2, maybe 3 tiles actually. If you don't get them all made the same day, it's not a big deal. Okay, you'll need some sort of cutting tool. So on the potter's wheel, there's a bowl of some tools, wooden tools like this. You'll need a 4-inch by 4-inch piece of paper. This will be our template, and you guys can cut your own just using drawing paper. And then you'll need your stamp of your design of your ID that you guys made the other day. Okay. So what we're going to do is start with, like I said, we're going to put down the paper. We're going to tape it down to the table. It helps with rolling out the clay and also cleaning up as well. Okay. I'm going to take some clay and I'm going to just kind of mash it down, so it'll be a lot easier to roll out. Oh, the clay is on the potter's wheel. Please, 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 when you're done, make sure the bag is closed. Okay, because hard clay is hard to work. So once I have my little bit of clay here, I'm gonna set up my slats. I'm going to take my rolling pin and just like pizza pie. Well, I guess I'm not pizza pie, but regular pie. I'm going to roll out some clay. So I'm going to put a little bit more tape across the bottom here because of the force that I have to use to, not force, but the amount of pressure that I'm using to roll this out. Okay, we're going to try to avoid air bubbles because what happens with air as it heats up, it wants to expand. And if there's an air bubble, that air is going to expand in the kiln and it will cause your tile to crack or even worse, blow up. So turn that over, flatten that back out. Just check for size. So that's pretty good. It's a good size. My piece of paper can easily fit on my tile. So I'm going to easily pick this back up. I'm going to take my logo, my SM, and I'm going to lightly press it into my tile. Okay, pull it out. You can see there's my mark. You can see a little bit of the indent from that here, so I'm just kind of tap that back down. And then I'm going to try to line my tile up so that my mark will be shown. And take my engine tool. Because I picked up my clay before I started, my tile should easily come off the page. So once I've got it pulled up, right? So obviously my edges aren't clean. You can see there's my logo still. So I'm going to kind of knock down the edges. Just get rid of some of the excess. Again, remember these are going to be handcrafted, so you know there are going to have flaws in them, and that's okay. That's what people want. That's what makes tiles like this original, because of the flaws. Okay. So once I've knocked down most of that, we got water. Forgot to mention you'll need some water, but a little bit of water on my finger, and I can smooth my edges out. And once it's dry, I can go back and smooth it again as well. So right now the clay is called greenware because it's not fired, and this is, you know, just regular wet clay. As it dries, what it does is become leather hard, meaning, you know, like leather, it becomes hard, and then after that it turns into greenware, where it's unfired clay and you really can't do anything with it other than glaze over top of it. You can't carve into it, you can't, you know, clean it up, you can't do anything like that. So once I'm done with that, again, try to make it as smooth as possible. So I'll check these when they're leather hard and kind of smooth out the edges some more. But once I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and take one of my tiles, my plaster, and I'm going to put this on there, just kind of finish and smooth it out. And I'm going to go ahead and make one more. You guys will have to make 5. Okay? Go over the process one more time. All right, got our paper down, got our clay. So now we're down to about a baseball size worth of clay. The softer the clay, the easier it is to work with. Again, trying to smash it all together and try to get rid of the air bubbles. Pretty happy with that. Rolling pin. Hard clay. Hopefully I don't have to reshape it. I can fit that on there, so that's good. Lift it up, turn it over, make our mark, turn it back over, grab our sheet of paper, cut away our excess. Down again. Once again, I'm going to clean it up a little bit. And then our water. So again, trying to get rid of all the crumblies and the edges. If you don't smooth out the edges, it'll be like, and I fire it, which I won't, because I'll make you smooth out the edges. But if I were to fire it, it'd be like broken glass. It'd be like shards of broken glass coming from the edges, and nobody wants that. So. Once again, trying to get it nice and smooth. Check the bottom. Again, I'll check these when they're leather hard. Smooth it out a little bit further. Once I'm done with that, go ahead and put it on our plaster bat. And this one so happens to fit both of these quite nicely. And the reason why you need the second place plaster is to lay over top, because as the clay dries, it has a tendency to want to curl up. So with a little bit of weight on top of it, with the plaster, it will prevent it from curling up. Now, there still may be a little bit of curling, but it won't be a lot of curling. And then we let these dry, and then I'll explain later on how we're going to decorate them with glaze. And once you've finished, you're going to go ahead and take your plaster and set it in the back of the room, either on the windowsill or on the gray cabinet. And then clean off your paper and wipe off your table. And then once they're greenware, we will begin glazing them.